Allah.
Where does he say that?
After, because he says he spoke Aramaic and he said you're the only true God.
Well, no, like for example, if I say, Ty, you're the only dunce Muslim on the stage, but I don't say Ty, I just say you. Who am I speaking to?
No, but that's not what you said. He said
if I say you are the only dunce Muslim on the stage, who am I speaking to?
No, because see, you're trying to trick me. That's not what he said. He said you. What? How that would have gone is.
Ty.
No, let me finish.
Ty, you're about to get cut, bro. You're about to get cut.
You're not being sincere.
You said you was humble. You said you were
sincere, bro.
And you keep showing the opposite, my dog.
You just said, where does he say Allah in that?
If I said, Ty, I'm gonna try it one last time with you.
Yeah.
Answer the question, please.
Yeah.
If I say you are the only dunce Muslim on the stage, who am I talking to?
But that's not what he said. He said you are the only dunce Muslim on the stage. Ty. You're missing the end bit. You're not finishing the sentence.
Wait, I didn't say Ty.
Well,
neither does. Okay. Jesus says, you are the only true God. Yeah. Who is he talking to?
He's talking to God.
Who is he talking to? Is he talking to an idol? Who is he referring to as God?
What? He's talking to the Father in heaven, according to you.
There it is.
According to you, not according to us.
He's talking to the Father.
He didn't say that. He said Allah.
How do you know?
According to Jesus.
Who's he talking to?
Jesus said, "You are the only true Allah."
Ty, I'm gonna give you one last chance. According to the text, who is Jesus talking to?
God.
Who is that he's referring to as his God? Who is he talking to?
Allah.
Where does he say that? Does he say Allah? You are the only true God?
Because he speaks Aramaic, and the name for God in Aramaic is Allah.
Avery, wait.
Get out of here.
I was just gonna ask him. All right, let's keep that. Let's stay in John.
Oh.
Thomas calls Jesus his Lord and his God. So according to Jesus, he accepts Thomas's confession of him as God. So he also is Allah. Does Ty believe that?
It's too complex for him, BD.
Is Jesus Allah?
It's too complex for him, man.
Oh yeah, like I said, IQ of a thumb.
All right, Muslim Turk, you was about to say you was about to show us where the Quran gives the qualifications of Messiah for Jesus.
Yeah, so he said in 661 it says about the messenger confirming the Torah and him confirming that there's a messenger called Ahmed, which is Muhammad, coming after him. That's the verse. Now, if you go to 2757, it talks about how about how Jesus got taught in wisdom and writing the Torah, and the gospel was sent to him. Now, if you also go to 546, the same thing says. It says about how.
Wait, what are you proving to me? What is the point that you're making?
I'm gonna get to my point.
Bro. Stop. I'm allowing you to get it all out. I want to know what you're addressing. What are you addressing?
Jesus mentioning Ahmed.
I'm addressing how Jesus confirmed Ahmed coming after him.
Got it. All right, thank you. All right, go ahead. Continue.
So as I was saying, also 546 said about, this is actually a similar verse like I said in 27 and 57. Also 546, Jesus confirms the Torah and him being given the gospel. Now, in these verses here, and I could show you more in Surah Ma'idah, like for example 5:110, that how Jesus was like preaching his gospel, his Injil, it's Injil. So he was preaching to the people that Ahmed, they found a messenger, Allah is the one true God. Now, the Quran verse does not say that there's a source, that it does not say that the other verses, like for example 3:3 or 374, for example, says that Jesus mentioned Ahmed as a final prophet. The verse says that how when he was preaching to his people, he was preaching about the message, which is Allah is one God. There's a final messenger coming, and all those subjects.
What am I asking for? What am I asking for, Muslim Turk?
About Jesus showing Ahmed as the final messenger.
What did I ask specifically, bro?
You asked about Jesus. Show me where Jesus said Ahmed is the final messenger.
Okay. So you going all around the Quran about how Jesus confirmed the Torah, was taught the gospel and wisdom. Does that answer my question on where Jesus said Ahmed is coming after him?
The verse, I dare you to show me one tafsir where it says it mentions the Bible, where Jesus said that in the Bible. It talks about the
He
Injil.
still doesn't
You
get
sure?
it.
No, that's okay. But you sure you want you sure you want that?
It's not talking about the modern day Bible. It's talking about the Injil, how he preached the message to the people.
Okay, so it's mentioned in the Injil that Jesus said Ahmed is coming after him, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
And also he preached it to his people.
Where? Show me where Jesus said this. That's all I'm asking.
But the Injil is the oral tradition. We do not have any writings of it. How can I show you any verse about it?
Chapter 7, verse 157 says the Injil was written down.
Chapter 7, verse 157 says about the unlettered prophet. You got it wrong.
Okay. It says here, the unlettered prophet whom they find written in the Torah and the Injil with them.
Yes.
So it says that the Injil was written down, right?
Which they, bro, it says about how Ahmed will be written in the Torah and Injil.
Does it say that the Injil was written down?
It does not say the Injil is written down. However, it says
I'll read it again. I'll read it again. It says, and they will whom they find, the unlettered prophet whom they find, written in the Torah and the gospel with them. So does that say that the Torah and the gospel is written?
Written does not necessitate written down in a paper or in a document.
Are you serious?
It's literally what the word maktubin means.
It literally means to write something down, bro. Like I don't understand why you guys do this. In order to get out of this problem, you guys just lie, bro.
How do they misunderstand their own book?
It says it. Muslim Turk, if you were to write down something, what does that mean?
Listen, if I tell you to write down Ahmed in the Injil, I could tell you in a sense that
That's not my question. That's not, bro. Just listen.
If I say that Ahmed is written in the Injil,
Muslim Turk, bro. I don't want to have to mute you. Listen, if I ask you to write something down, what am I asking you to do?
You're asking him to say it.
You're saying it wrong. It says that it's
I'm saying it wrong.
So if I tell.
Nah. You know what? You're just saying the words wrong. You're saying written down wrong.
Do you wanna call it a writing for your sake?
It's not for me.
I just want you to get your point.
Says.
It's not for our sake.
Muslim. If I'm asking, but just listen to my question, bro. No, bro. Just answer the question. If I'm asking you to write something down, what am I asking you to do? What actions take place?
Me to write a word down or a letter or something.
Right. In what?
To write it down in any sort of document or book or any compound.
Okay, thank you. So when the Quran says that Muhammad is written down in what they have with them in the Torah and in the Injil, that means that it's written down in that book, correct?
Yeah, it is written in the Injil.
Okay, thank you.
That's what we've been saying this whole time, my guy.
So the Injil is written.
I'm not going against it. I said the Injil is the oral tradition. I never denied it.
You said that the Injil is not a written document.
It's not like written. It's like they could write it down and pay. It doesn't mean that there was copies of it manufactured. That you could write it down in the Injil, meaning there could be one copy of, for example, Jesus could have a paper copy in his hand, which is one book. You cannot decide if there's 1 or 1,000 or many. It's either singular and plural. We do not know the categorical reference. So you cannot just make assumptions.
I would be too.
Yes. Yeah, I never denied it. Like I said, there could be one book, there could be one document. You think you're putting it into. You
No,
guys are muting me, bro. You guys are
I'm
muting
not
me.
muting you.
Someone muted me.
W-
Just let me finish my point. I
Nobody
just want to
muted.
have it. I want a
We're
normal
letting you
discussion. I'll
speak.
talk, you guys talk, okay? Just a normal discussion.
Yeah, dude, just go. Nobody was trying to mute
Okay.
you.
I said that Injil was an oral tradition. Does oral tradition contradict that it's written? No, oral tradition could mean that Jesus was preaching it to the people. Now, I'm saying Jesus could have a book or a document, one book, but you guys do not decide if it's plural or singular. The reference here is that you guys, are you guys trying to tell me that there were many copies or what? Get to now and get
Okay.
to your point, please.
Okay, no problem. So in this book that was written, can you tell us what book, chapter, and verse it was, or just tell us the chapter and verse in the Injil?
Where Jesus mentions Ahmed.
What?
Where Jesus? Okay, in the Quran it says that Jesus mentions Ahmed coming after him. Okay, what chapter and verse is it?
What the heck is you giggling for?
Yes, bro. Yes, we're asking you a very.
That's a dumb
I know it's
question.
funny. I know it's funny when we ask you to substantiate claims. I get it, but try to contain your laughter. Can you tell us what chapter and verse that Ahmed is in the Injil?
We do not know. That's my answer. That's simple.
Oh, okay. So the Quran
Finally,
says
some
that
honesty.
right. So the Quran says that the Quran is fully detailed and everything. But yet, in this verse, it's not detailed enough to tell us what chapter and verse Ahmed is in.
You're applying it falsely. I'll answer you. So I don't know what interruptions. Is that fine? Because I'm a bit. Okay, so when you said that the Quran is detailed in everything, the Quran mentions it being the Injil. So when you think about it as a detailed, it explains everything in perfect. We can apply this to the Day of Judgment. For example, if the Quran is explains everything in detail, it mentions signs of the Day of Judgment, but it does not necessitate the hour of the judgment, when it will be, and many other stuff. But it tells us events that build up and signs. So when you say literally that it is detailed, when you literally say that it is detailed, it does not necessitate that it has to be significantly detailed in everything. So you're getting it wrong.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna give that to you. Where else can we find Muhammad mentioned? Where? Let's just go with what you're saying. Let's throw the Injil out. Yeah, let's throw the Injil out because apparently the Quran doesn't tell us where in it, and we don't have it anymore. So where would we be able to substantiate this claim?
Yeah, where else does Jesus mention Ahmed?
So the Quran claims that it is mentioned in the. I'll get to it, but listen. So the Quran mentions that the Quran mentions that Jesus claimed that Ahmed will come and he preached the message as an oral tradition to his people. But you're saying that the Injil verse we do not have the verse, but it does say it wasn't.
Where can we? Okay. Where can we find Ahmed if it's not in the Injil? Remember, I'm giving that to you. It's not fine. It's not going to tell us the chapter and verse. No problem. Where can we find him? How can we substantiate this claim?
I could pull up Isaiah 42
or even
in
this.
Hebrew.
Like, even this, I mean, if he wants to say it's oral tradition,
what?
Perpetuating the oral tradition, and we'll look at it.
Could you repeat that? You're cutting out.
If you're going to say that it's oral tradition, that's fine. If you're going to say it's oral tradition, that's fine. But tell us to find the people who are perpetuating the oral tradition that goes back to Jesus. Find something to substantiate your claim. So you can't even look at that either.
Okay, let me give you an example. Go to Mark 1, chapter 14, the Gospel of Kingdom. Do you have any textual criticism on that?
Hold on, Muslim Turk. You just said he's not in the Bible, the one we have today. Like, this is insane. What's wrong with y'all?
And Mark actually tells you the Gospel of the Kingdom because that's what Jesus preaches, you numpty. Oh, my goodness.
Hello.
Hello there.
I was listening to Muslim Turk. I apologize. I mean, some Muslims debate with passion rather than logic, which is interesting. Before I start, I wanted to ask you guys a question, if that's okay, so I know how to sort of build my arguments. Is that okay?
Sure.
So, would we agree that Jesus was roughly crucified around 33 AD?
Yeah.
How soon after Jesus' crucifixion was the first gospel written down in text? Can anyone else answer that?
No,
Under 20 years.
About 20 years later. Okay. Now,
A little bit under that, but sure.
55.
all four gospels written simultaneously, or did, for example, Mark write his before Matthew?
Oh, Lord. Hold on, friend.
Abu, you might be in the gym or something, Abu Amir. Your background's
Sorry,
way
guys. Sorry.
I apologize.
Right.
Okay, so I'll just repeat that
I'm hearing you
question.
live. I thought it was you live. My bad.
So, the first Gospels were written roughly about 20 years after Jesus was crucified. Were they all written at the same time, or did Mark write his before John, for example?
They were most likely written at different times. Matthew's the first one.
What was the last one to be written, Black Doctor?
Probably John, as
Gospel of John.
Origin would have, as Origin records it.
So is this going to help?
What's
you,
the point?
Is this going to help you answer where does Jesus mention Ahmed?
Because you said you only had like one question.
Okay, I'm not sure what Muslim Turk's line of argument was. However, I won't be going down that same route. I wouldn't be able to tell you whether or not Jesus did foreshadow or prophesize Ahmed. It's not something I'm knowledgeable in. I won't be able to answer that. I have a slightly different line of argument, if that's okay.
Okay,
So he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to answer the question.
No, fundamentally, I didn't bring up the topic. I shouldn't be held to account for it.
well, it's my topic. It's my topic.
Okay.
So like that's what I've been. I'll convert to Islam if. One of the thing is if someone can show me where Jesus mentioned Ahmed, because the Quran says he did.
The Quran says Jesus mentioned Ahmed.
Yes.
What verse in the Quran?
That's chapter 61, verse 6.
Chapter 61?
Verse
Sorry, the verse?
6.
And call to mind when Jesus, son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, I am Allah's messenger to you. I verify the Torah which has come before me, and I give you the glad tidings of a messenger who shall come after me, his name being Ahmed. Yet when he came to them with clear signs, they said, this is sheer, etc., etc.
So for me, obviously, the words of Jesus is extremely important. If he said it, I believe it. So I'm just asking, where did he say this?
Okay, so, right. Okay, now I get it. So you're essentially saying the Quran has claimed something. Where in the Bible can we verify this claim?
Yeah, all right.
Not even in the Bible, just anywhere.
Just where can you verify it, brother?
Which is an interesting question. So historically speaking, the only book that could verify this claim would be the Bible.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Okay, now...
How does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel anything, because fundamentally what's up for debate here is the validity of the Bible.
No, it's
Well,
not.
no, it's the
So
Quran
this
that
is
is
why
up for debate.
So this is where my first line of argument came from. If you let me carry on, I can maybe present to you perhaps another viewpoint that many Muslims hold. Now, Black Doctor,
Well,
I think we know that viewpoint.
Yeah, guys,
I'm not sure you do, but if you would let me finish, perhaps we'll
I'm
get some.
pretty sure we do.
hold on,
Okay, what am I
guys.
going to say, Live Geo?
Let
Well,
Avery handle this.
look, bro. If you're gonna try to invalidate the Bible, which you just said that the only book that we have in history that can validate this claim is the Bible, and you can invalidate the Bible, and I'll even grant that to you, bro. That would mean that this claim from the Quran is invalidated. You know what I'm saying?
That logic doesn't follow.
Well, it does, because you said that the only book that can validate claim that the Quran says of what Jesus said about Ahmed is the Bible.
Right.
And if the Bible is invalidated, then the Quran is invalidated, since that's
Not
the
necessarily.
to confirm this.
Those two don't go side by side. One's causation doesn't affect the other. All we're simply saying is the Quran and the Bible have both made a claim. just because for example, I'll present both sides. If the Quran is false, that doesn't mean the Bible's false. If the Bible's false, it doesn't mean the Quran is false. It's fundamentally that.
I don't think you get the point.
I think I do understand.
If the Bible is false, the Quran is false because it confirms the Bible.
No. The Quran confirms a Bible.
Okay,
Bible?
According to your argument, or I'm sorry, your statement, you said the only book that we have in history that can validate the claim of the Quran is the Bible. You said that, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So, if the Bible, the only book that we can use to validate the Quran's claim is the Bible, if that book is false, fabricated, then the claim of the Quran, which is relying on the Bible, is also fabricated.
So, Godlogic, I think one of the essential misconceptions you're taking is what the Quran says about the Injil. The Quran says, and this is specifically what it says the book was corrupted. Now, fundamentally,
give us the verse, please.
When the Quran says the Bible was corrupted,
give us the verse, please. Sir, give us the verse, please.
Of course I can.
Yes, please, specifically where the Injil was corrupted.
He said, of course I can. Like,
Chapter
so
2, verses 79.
What is chapter 2, verse 79, sir?
Exactly what you're about to read.
He was joking. Let's see.
Okay, chapter 2, verse 79. So woe to those who distort.
You are a prophet, Life.
Okay. Now, give me 1 second there.
Life gave him the alley.
Godlogic, you like presenting a lot of logical gymnastics, so I'll give you one, okay? Have you ever played the game Chinese Whispers?
No, we want you to actually find us a passage in your Quran that says that our Bible is corrupted. Do it.
Specifically the Injil. I want that the Injil is corrupted.
Well, Life pretty much gave one. I can find a few more in the free time.
No, if you're going to go to this one, then analyze this one and see if it's true, dude.
Okay.
I don't know. What are we doing here, man?
Logic, I don't think you know the Muslims' position. Let them explain it to you, man.
Right.
I think that would be very interesting if we could do. Okay, so essentially, the Quran maintains, and you know this as well as I do, like Quran 2 verse 79 says, woe to those who distort the scripture. We say that the Bible has been corrupted. Now, fundamentally, what does that mean? That means that the Bible we hold today, or perhaps we have done for a while, is not the original message that God sent. The reason for that is God's words cannot be changed. The Quran affirms it. God's message cannot be changed. So I knew that would be a rebuttal. You'd be saying, oh, but the Quran says, yeah, I acknowledge that. So
I wasn't even going to say that, but thanks for bringing that up.
1 second. So when a Muslim says that the Bible has been corrupted, what we mean is the original message, the original revelation from God to Moses or God to Jesus or God to whatever prophet is intact. God's words have not been changed. But when that prophet passed it on to a human, who passed it on to a human, who passed it on to a human, that chain of transmission is where the corruption happens. So God's original words cannot be tampered. However, the rest can. That's what Islam or the Quran means when it says the words are being corrupted. So to answer your very question, if the Bible's the only book that can invalidate my claim, well, I would turn around and say to you, we do not have that Bible.
Very good. All right. So let me ask you this then. First let me address something in the comments. Somebody said in the comments, stop letting him waffle. Guys, the man has every right to get off his point. This isn't one of those Muslim lives where we don't allow the person to make an argument. We let him make his argument and we deal with it at hand. If you don't have the patience to listen to the other side's point, then this live is not for you.
Well, the Muslims who just kicked us out and muted us and insulted us, we're better than that.
Abu Amir, please stop on me.
Abu was the real.
Dude is at a concert right now, man. Trying to debate.
His man in the gym right under the speaker. Goodness. Anyway, so you mentioned you quoted 279. Woe to those who write the scripture with their own hands. What scripture?
Pardon?
What scripture is 279 talking about?
Okay, the answer to that one will probably come in the verses before that. Give me 1 second. That's Al-Baqarah.
Yeah, I'll just fast forward. It's talking about the Torah.
Go for it.
Okay, it's talking about the Jews and how some among the Jews write fake books, and they claim that these fake books are from God, and they seek to sell it for a small price. That's what it said. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If I wrote a fake book, and I claim that it was from God, does that mean that the Quran has been corrupted?
Pardon, what was that?
If I wrote a fake book, I wrote a book with my own hands, claimed that it was from God, and tried to sell it, would that mean that the Quran has now been corrupted?
No.
Okay. So similarly here, people, some of them, not all of them, some of them write books with their own hands, claim it's from God, sell it for a small price. That doesn't mean that the Torah is actually corrupt. The actual Torah doesn't mean it's corrupted.
Of course, logic. The only problem you would have there is that the original Torah, the first ever official word of God, was not put into text. As you admitted, for example, the Gospels, they were written around 20 years after Jesus was crucified, things like that. Can you confirm, just for example...
Wait, why would I say that the Torah is not in text? The Torah is a book.
Okay, so the original Torah is in text.
Yeah, the Torah is a book.
So, Godlogic, could you tell me, from the moment the text was revealed to the moment it was first put down into written form, do you know when or how long that took?
No, I don't have to. Let me tell you why I don't have to know that, how that's irrelevant. Because Muhammad was in about the 7th century, right?
6th, 7th, yeah, okay, fine. 7th century.
Muhammad says that the Quran is confirming the Torah that is there in his time.
Right.
Fortunately, we have a Torah that's even older than that. We have all the Torahs up until the 7th century and beyond. So what Muhammad had would be confirming what we have. Right. I don't have to have the very first Torah that was written down. As long as I have the Torah from the 7th century, I'm good. Glory to God, so we have the Torah way before that.
Well, Logic, the only thing you're forgetting is, what are you basing? How do you know what Muhammad had? Are you basing that on Quran verses?
Yeah.
So fundamentally, what you're forgetting is the Quran verses did not come from Muhammad. They came from God.
That's your assumption, but let me even go with you.
Go for it.
So let's go with this. That's even better. Okay. So God in the Quran is affirming the Torah that I have right now.
Right. How is he doing that?
Because he says that the Quran came confirming the Torah that's with Muhammad.
Interesting. Carry on.
So that would mean that it's confirming what it even quotes it almost verbatim.
I'm looking at the quotes now. I'm waiting to find out what you say.
Like, for example, go to chapter 5, verse 45.
Verse 44?
45. Chapter 5, verse 45.
It's verse 44. Indeed, we sent down the Torah in which was guidance and light.
Verse 45, brother.
Okay, read verse 45 for me.
I thought you were at it. Man, you're making me work.
Okay, Quran 5, verse 45. I'll bring it up.
I appreciate it.
Go for it.
I thought you was about to read it. I'm confused.
I'll read it for you. And therein we had ordained for them a life for a life, an eye for an eye, and a nose for a nose, and an ear for an ear, and a tooth for a tooth, and for all wounds like for like. I think you'd find it was verse 44.
Did you just read 44 or 45?
No, I just read 45.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I said Isaiah 45.
Yes, and 45 is the one I just read.
Good. So you see how it says what's in the Torah? Now,
no, that's not what it says in 45. It says in 44.
What?
I just read verse 45.
Bro,
45.
I is brain blast right now.
Verse 45, you told me to read verse 45, and it says, and therein we had ordained for them a life for a life, an eye for an eye, and a nose for a nose, and an ear for an ear, and a tooth for a tooth.
Yeah, it says that that's in the Torah. What?
No. You told me to read the Quran. No, let's not play this game. You told me to read from the Quran, chapter 5, verse 45. I tried to correct you and say you're referring to verse 44. You were adamant it's verse 45.
It's going
I've now
over his
read
head.
verse 45.
No. You're going too fast, bro. Verse 45 tells you what's in the Torah.
No, verse 44 does.
Dude, he's telling you that verse
just
45.
read it yourself.
He's telling you that verse 45 is quoting the Torah. That's what he's trying to tell you.
What are you trying to say?
It's
verse
quoting Torah
45.
in verse 45.
Explain it to him like he's 5.
Yeah,
Go on then.
yeah, I don't know. I'm trying.
Please go again.
Chapter 5, verse 45 of the Quran
Yeah.
quotes the Torah.
Right. Okay. Carry on.
That's the point.
It quotes the Torah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Carry on.
So the verse that it just quoted is Exodus chapter 21 in my Bible.
Okay.
It's in my Torah that I have right now.
Okay.
It almost verbatim quotes what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you that the Torah that Muhammad's talking about, or your point, Allah's talking about, is what I have.
Right. So Godlogic, by your definition, one verse that aligns is proof of an entire scripture?
It's not just one verse. It's dude. The entire Quran talks about how it affirms what I have. And now there's a few points in the Quran that specifically quotes what I have.
Okay, Godlogic 2, I'm going to give you some very simple analogy here, okay? Imagine I gave you 2 books. One was Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. The other one was Lord of the Rings. But by some miracle, one page of both these books was identical. If I gave you the Lord of the Rings book and told you to read just that Harry Potter page, would you tell me that that is the Harry Potter book?
Can you show me?
No, Logic. It's a simple analogy. Can you answer that question?
What your analogy is? It doesn't fit the scenario that we're talking about
At all.
Why?
So notice how if you said let's go with your analogy, but let me fix it. Let me make it match more.
Okay.
Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, right? Let's say you're saying that you gave me the Harry Potter book.
Okay.
You're writing in this letter. This letter confirms the Harry Potter book that you have. And then in your letter, you even quote one of the pages in the Harry Potter book that I Sorry, I got a phone call. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right. So your letter that you're writing to me quotes one of the pages in the Harry Potter book that I have. That's the example that you should. That's a better analogy that fits. So if somebody brought me Lord of the Rings and says, "Oh, your letter is talking about actually Lord of the Rings," and I check in Lord of the Rings, no, it's not. The letter says it's confirming my Harry Potter book. It doesn't say anything about Lord of the Rings, and then it even quotes one of the pages in my Harry Potter book. It doesn't say nothing about Lord of the Rings, nor does it quote it. So that's out.
Okay. So before, when you talked to Muslim Turk, he mentioned tafsir. I wasn't sure why he didn't go into correct details, but we'd speak about a few other verses because you keep throwing Quran 279 around. What does Nisa 446 say? In fact, forget it. I'll read it to you instead. Among the Jews are those who distort words from their prophet usages and say, "We hear and disobey, and hear but not be heard," and ra'ina, twisting their tongues and defaming the religion. And if they have said instead, etc., etc. This verse, with tafsir of Ibn Kathir, criticizes some Jewish people for deliberately distorting words and meanings in religious teachings, thus leading others astray from the true message of the Torah.
Twisting how? Twisting how?
Twisting how? Because, I'll read it again for you.
No, not twisting because, twisting how.
How do they twist it? With what? With the
twisting their tongues and defaming the religion.
So now let me ask you this again. Let's put it in perspective.
Okay.
Let's say I twist my tongue, right? I use my tongue to twist what the Quran says.
Yeah.
I lie about what the Quran says. I misinterpret the Quran. I say what the Quran doesn't even even mean.
Yeah.
Has the Quran now been corrupted?
The original Quran hasn't, no.
Okay. What about, look, this isn't the original Quran. This is just something that somebody bought for me. If I twist what this Quran says, I say what it doesn't mean, I misinterpret it. Does that mean that this Quran has been corrupted?
If your version becomes mainstream, yes. No, you can look around, but it's a fact.
The burden
of the Quran
at that point, the burden of proof is on you. Prove that the twisted version has went mainstream. Prove it.
Okay, Surah An-Nisa. Oh no, I read that one. Surah Al-Ma'idah. So for the
You can't give me a Quran verse to do that.
No, please.
why can't I give you the Quran
He,
verse?
he doesn't even understand what you just said, Life.
No, I do understand. You're trying to make me seem like I'm not understanding. You've just said...
Does me lying about what this text says change what the text says?
If what you say about it becomes the perceived true meaning.
So what?
Very simple.
Does it change the text?
Not the original text, no. As I've argued.
There we go.
Yes.
Boom.
So therefore, just because I lie on the text, and let's say even my lie becomes the popular understanding, that doesn't change what the text actually says.
So you've basically just affirmed what I said at the beginning, that what Muslims say when it's corrupted is that the original message from God to the Prophet hasn't changed. It's just a train of transmission. You just agree with
what I'm saying. Well, what I'm saying is the reverse. I'm saying that these people corrupt the message. They mess up the message. They lie and misinterpret the message while the text is still intact. The words on the pages are not changed. Right. The meaning is misinterpreted. They twist with their words. You understand?
It's interesting you say that. So
that's what the Quran says. It doesn't say that they mess up the text. It says that they mess it up with their tongues. They lie about it.
So the Quran has never at all said that they never mess with the original text.
What's that?
No, the Quran never ever mentioned they mess with it.
No, never.
So tell me now, Godlogic, tell me, what is the original text? When did it first come about?
It doesn't matter. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because the Quran is affirming what is there in the 7th century. Right. I don't have to have what is in the 1st century or what is exactly in the time of Moses. I don't have to have that. As long as I have 7th century and before, I'm good in the Quran's eyes.
Interesting. So what you're fundamentally saying is because the Prophet Muhammad or God revealed an aspect of the Torah in the 7th century, that confirms that the Torah has not been changed. Because
the Quran affirms the Torah that's in the 7th century and the Gospel that's in the 7th century and the Psalms that's in the 7th century and the writings of the prophets that's in the 7th century, because it affirms that. That means it affirms what I have, because what I have is not just 7th century, it's way before that.
Interesting. So now let's go back, and I want you to keep this in mind. Don't let this argument go. Exactly the argument you've used, and I'll go back to the very first question I asked Black Doctor 21. Or I can ask you as well, in what order were the Gospels written?
Why does that matter?
If you let me explain, we can get there. If you can answer that, please.
Well, okay, so according to Church Fathers, Matthew was written first, John was written last, Mark and Luke in the middle of that.
Forget John for now. The other 3 Gospels, can you tell me at least one occasion where Jesus' divinity is mentioned?
Yeah, in Mark chapter 1. He's called the Son of God. He's called Yahweh, who's going to appear before the voice of after the voice in the wilderness.
So Mark chapter 1, the beginning of the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
Yeah, so how does that help you?
This helps me in one very specific way.
Go ahead.
What is the difference between the way John speaks about Jesus and the way Mark does?
There is no difference. Both
so
Mark and John call him God. What is it? How does that help you?
It helps me very specifically.
Please.
If you group the Gospels into 2 stages, one John, who was written a long time after Jesus, and then Matthew, Mark, and Luke, who were written roughly around the time of Jesus or close enough to directly know people who knew Jesus, they approach his divinity in 2 different ways. And I'll give you very specific...
this is where I have to cut you off. And the only reason why I'm cutting you off, not because, I don't want you to talk. It's because you're off the topic. We just laid down a foundation of how the Quran affirms the preservation of my scripture. What is your response to that?
So you want my response to what the Quran says about the Bible and the Torah?
Yeah, and on how we just proved to you that according to the Quran, my Bible is preserved and it's not corrupted. What is your response to that? Don't go attacking the deity of Christ or whatever. Please stay on topic and respond to that.
Yeah, 100%. So fundamentally, it's as I've always maintained, the Quran says that the scripture was misrepresented. It was corrupted.
It was misrepresented.
No, that's not corrupted. That's misrepresented.
Misrepresented and corruption, they can lead
We've
to the
already
same thing.
dispelled that argument. You can't use it, bro.
I can use it.
No, so well, we just established that the Quran never says that the text of the Bible is corrupted, but only says that people misinterpret and lie on what the text says. We established that, right? Okay, so please don't say that the Quran says the book is corrupted now, because we got past that.
Yeah.
You know, you're different than the average Muslim we talk to. We can move forward.
Okay,
So
I'll answer your question now, because I now fundamentally say what you're saying. You're basically using Quran verses to prove this. Okay, fine. Now you understand there are other jurisprudence in Islam. This
There are
includes
what?
hadith, other jurisprudence, so other authorities. Okay, this includes hadith. Now I'll give you one hadith. Abu Aliya said they took what Allah has revealed in their book describing Muhammad and changed its meaning. Ibn Zayd said the phrase they used to hear the word of Allah, the Torah, then they used to change it. They changed it, making what it permitted forbidden. That's one hadith. Number two, I'll give you another one.
Oh, wait,
They
time
displaced-
out. Well,
Okay.
it sounds like you're just confirming what we've already established. How
No,
did
no.
how did they change it according to them?
No,
How
but
did
see,
they-
now we're playing gymnastics. I'm proving to you that Islam maintains that they have been corrupted.
Okay, all right, beautiful. Go to the Sunan Abu Dawud for me.
Sunan Abu Dawud, okay, what number?
Go to 4441.
Yep. Yeah, reading it.
What does that say?
Just to confirm, you mean 4441?
Correct.
Sunan Abu Dawud,
Yes.
prescribed punishments.
Yep.
The word
Someone has an echo. Somebody needs to mute up.
So essentially what it says, Al-Auzi said the word shukta means tied, meaning her clothes were tied on her.
That's fine. Could you just go ahead and read the hadith, please?
That is the hadith.
Sunan Abu Dawud 4441.
Yep. Prescribed punishments, Kitab al-Hudud.
Hold on. That's not the hadith. You're in the wrong place.
Oh. Okay.
Sunan Abu Dawud 4441, bro.
Yeah, Sunan Abu Dawud 4441, Book 40, Hadith 91, Book 39, Hadith 4427.
Or what does it say?
It says, prescribed punishments, Kitab al-Hudud. The word shukta means tied, meaning her clothes were tied on her.
All right, hold on. Are you on Sunnah.com?
Yep.
You're right. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 4449. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad. I'm not an English Hafiz in the Quran. I'm not a Hafiz in the Hadith yet.
That's all right. Okay, 4449. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
A group of Jews came and invited the Messenger of Allah to Kuf, so he visited them in their school. They said, Abu al-Qasim, one of our men has committed fornication with a woman, so pronounce judgment upon them. They placed a cushion for the Messenger of Allah, who sat on it and said, bring the Torah. It was then brought. He then withdrew the cushion from beneath him and placed the Torah on it, saying, I believed in thee and in him who revealed thee. He then said, bring me one who is learned among you. Then a young man was brought. The transmitter then mentioned the rest of the tradition of stoning similar to the one transmitted by Malik from Nafi.
Was the Torah already corrupted at this time?
Yes.
So then why is Muhammad removing himself from the judgment seat, placing the Torah on it, and saying that he believes in that corrupted Torah?
Because he believes in the sanctity of its author.
But he doesn't say the sanctity of the author. Well,
No, he says-
the author, I believe in thee and the one who revealed you.
Yes.
So the Torah that he has is corrupted, and so he's believing in the corrupted Torah and saying that Allah revealed that corrupted Torah.
No, see, this is the mind game you're playing right now, okay?
My games, or am I just
He
reading?
believes in the Torah. The
Which
Torah.
Torah?
The Torah.
Is
Okay.
Does he have the Torah?
The
Does he have
Torah.
it?
Okay, it's like me. If I pick up this book right now, I'm holding a book in my hand to you right now, and I say, this is the Bible. Okay? I'm like, this is the Bible, I'll hand it to you, but you're not allowed to look inside it. You're not allowed to confirm whether or not this is the Bible. Would you treat it with respect?
Is Muhammad a prophet?
Of course he is.
Does he know what books are of God and what are corrupted?
Of course he does.
Okay. Would he believe in a corrupted book?
No.
All right. So he's given the Torah, and he says he believes in this Torah. So that would mean that this Torah that he has is not corrupted, right?
Of course.
There you go. So the Torah is not corrupted, bro. Muhammad even affirms it.
But one second, the Quran doesn't. You use the Hadith to show some things. Number one, okay, Godlogic, I'm sure you're on that right page. Right at the bottom, I don't want to do this.
Brother,
normally I like to just
if I'm
talk
not
about the hadith.
mistaken, didn't you just go outside of the Quran?
When?
You literally just went outside of the
Oh, yeah, I
Quran to
did.
try to.
I did. I understand.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So he's allowed to do the same thing.
I
You
never
open
said he
the
couldn't. I'm using the hadith.
But you
He's
just
allowed to use the
okay.
hadith.
Never mind.
However,
Okay. You never said he couldn't, but you just complained about it. Okay.
Is either that or he's throwing his hadith under the bus, and therefore I'm going to have to tell him the one rule. Either one.
I'm not throwing the hadith under the bus, but fundamentally, the Prophet says, I believed in thee, and in him who revealed thee. What's the difference between believed and believe?
What's the difference between reveal and revealed?
Revealed, as in something's already been done. Revealed, it's
so
to be done.
So Allah has already revealed that Torah?
Of course he has, a long time ago.
And Muhammad has already believed in it?
He has believed in it, yes.
Yeah, so...
But you're missing the point. He believed.
Yeah,
he doesn't believe in that moment.
Allah revealed.
Okay, logic.
If Allah revealed it in the past, does that mean it's not a revelation anymore?
It's no, because Godlogic, understand this, right? The Quran and the Torah, the Quran is essentially the Torah. It's an uncorrupted version of it.
Say that again.
The Quran is essentially the Torah. It is essentially the Bible.
One more time.
The
Quran is what?
The Quran is basically the Torah, which is basically the Bible. Basically, they were not meant. The Quran wasn't meant to happen if the Bible wasn't corrupted. The Bible wasn't supposed to happen if the Torah wasn't corrupted.
Okay, this is what I want you to do, my brother.
Okay.
I want you to show me a Quran verse that says that the Quran came because the Torah and the Gospel were corrupted.
Okay.
Also, too, after he does that, tell him to do it for the New Testament, because he just said that's why the New Testament came too.
Right. We haven't heard a thing about the Injil. We just keep hearing arguments about the Torah. Nothing about the Injil.
Okay, here we go. So number one, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 548. And we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, confirming that which preceded it of the scripture, and as a criterion over it. So judge between them by what.
I have to stop you there. I know that you're reading an English translation that has criterion there. It's lying to you. The word in Arabic is Muhaymin, which is guardian, not criterion. The word for criterion is Furqan.
Right. Okay. Fine. I'll accept that from you, but I'm not quite sure if it changes the meaning, but I'll do it. Yeah, and as a guardian,
it'll change the umph in which you were reading that. You was reading that with some umph, boy. You was like, you see here, it's revealed. It came confirming what preceded it, and a criterion. A criterion. You see, of the previous script. You know. So I had to make sure you had to bring that.
That's
down.
fine.
All right, go ahead, continue.
Carry on. And then, for example, Surah Al-Imran.
Wait. Why are you changing?
Okay, I can go back to it. I just want to give you ready.
Where in chapter 5, verse 48, does it say that the Quran came because the previous scriptures were corrupted? It says it came confirming them.
Yeah, of course.
That they're true.
That, as you would know, would come from the tafsir of Ibn Kathir.
Okay, where does Ibn Kathir say that?
Okay, I'll show you tafsir of Ibn Kathir. 1 second. I have to bring up my tafsir book.
All right. You know what? I can help you.
Go for it.
Go to Ibn Kathir's tafsir. Go to chapter 3, verse 78. That's he breaks that down pretty well in that verse.
Give me 1 second while I quickly bring this up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Here. So 78. So
chapter 3.
Yes, exactly. Al-Ma'udi Ibn Kathir, he says, the point to a fact of major significance, it could have also been said that the Quran confirms all those parts of the earlier divine books which are still extant in their true and original form. See? But the sense has been conveyed by employing the word the book rather than the previous books. This expression reveals that the Quran and all those books sent down by God at various times and in different languages in reality constitute one and the same book, which is exactly what I said. Their author is one and the same. Their aim and purpose are the same. Their teaching is the same, and the knowledge which they seek to impart to mankind is the same. The difference between these books lies in their modes of expression.
What are you reading?
I'm reading the tafsir of Ibn Kathir.
On what?
on his in the thing on the book. I've got the PDF copy. Do you want it?
On what verse?
Oh, on the verse of Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 48.
Okay, so no problem. Can you go to his tafsir on 378?
Quran 3, verse 78. I mean, I feel like we're jumping topics without letting me finish, but okay.
Well, this is the same topic, bro. I'm trying to help you.
Okay, let's go for it. Okay, commentaries for 378. Do you want Ibn Kathir? Yeah, I'm reading it.
Now skip down to where he gets ready to quote Al-Bukhari, because he's quoting a hadith.
I'm not sure I can see that.
All right, so you see we're in parentheses in 378 in his tafsir, and in parentheses he starts talking about.
Oh, it might surprise you that the documents we're looking at have different formatting. I can't see what you're saying.
All right, so are you in his tafsir?
I'm looking at 378 Kathir Ibn al-Kathir.
All right, so the first thing that it should say, the first heading should be the Jews alter Allah's words, right?
Correct.
All right, so it gives you that paragraph?
Yep.
Skip that paragraph, go down to the second parentheses, it should say, and they speak a lie against Allah while they know it, right?
Correct.
All right, skip that, go to the third parentheses where it says, who distort the book with their tongues, right?
Yep.
All right, that's what I want you to read. I want you to read that paragraph.
Okay, Al-Bukhari reported that Ibn Abbas said that the ayah means they alter and add, although none among Allah's creation can remove the words of Allah from his books. They alter and distort their apparent meanings. Wahab bin Munhab said the Torah and the Injil remain as Allah revealed them, and no letter in them was removed. However, the people misguide others by addition and false interpretation, relying on books that they wrote themselves.
Beautiful. So do you see how, even according to Ibn Abbas and Wahab bin Munabi, the Torah and the Injil are unchanged, not a single letter was removed?
So, Godlogic, you're proving my initial point.
No, I think that we're just further establishing the point that we already agreed on.
No, I've always said to you that the original words of God that form the Torah and the Injil cannot be changed.
It doesn't make a distinction between original and non-original.
It does. It says here,
right,
they alter, one second, they alter and add, although none among Allah's creation can remove the words of Allah from his books.
All right,
So,
were the Torah and the Injil his books?
The Torah and the Injil, yes.
All right, so they cannot have, no word can be removed from those books, right?
So using the exact same tafsir you're using, you have to read the whole thing. What else does he say? The Torah and the Injil remain as Allah revealed them, and no letter in them was removed. However, the people misguide others by addition and false interpretation, relying on books that they wrote themselves.
So these books that they write themselves.
So Ibn Kathir says they do not rely on the original books. They wrote books themselves using the originals and adding more.
Beautiful. So they're not relying on the Torah and the Gospel. They're now relying on books that they write themselves.
That they call the Injil and the Torah.
No, they don't call it the Injil and the Torah. It doesn't say that here. It doesn't say that they call these fake books the Injil and the Torah. That's not what they do. But they just write these fake books and they rely on them.
So, Godlogic, how do you know they don't call them the Torah and the Injil?
Where does it say that they do?
Where does it say they don't?
So do you see how you have to place that into the text?
What do you mean?
Does he know what an argument from silence is? An argument from silence is where you need a thing that needs to be in your argument that a text doesn't say in order to make the case.
Right.
However, we don't have to say that it says these things.
Right.
You're the one who does.
Right.
So
Okay.
in order for it to make your case, you have to find the place where it is. It's not saying prove where it isn't. For your position to be right, you have to prove where it is, say that.
Okay, so we can go again to the very beginning, and it basically confirms that. Allah states that some Jews, as you read, distort Allah's words with their tongues. Now, let's do some simple inference. Allah's words. What are Allah's words? The only existence of Allah's words in our world are through his books, the Torah, the Injil, or the Quran. So if the Jews have distorted Allah's words, they must have meddled with some of the original texts. Fine, we've established that.
What is it? It just told you how they distorted, dude. Pay attention.
Yes.
How did they
Now listen.
distort it?
No. See, now you're ignoring. It literally says, however, the people misguide others by addition and false interpretation, relying on books that they wrote themselves.
Bro, you loud, right? What's up with my people on stage with all these loud backgrounds? Well, respectfully, man, I think that we're just gonna have to move on, bro, because now we've eliminated all the groundwork that we have built, and you're back at square one, making the same claim you was when we've already proven and you agreed with us that the actual text is not corrupted. They only distort with their words or false books that they write themselves.
So, Godlogic, before I go,
I'm not going to go in circles with you, so I got to just bring somebody up there, bro.
But essentially, it's because you haven't been able to prove it to me.
You're right. You're right. You got this. You did well, man.
Okay. Goodbye.
You did a great job.
What a shame.
We have you on recording agreeing with us. And then now look, when you get in trouble, everything that you've agreed to up to this point, out the window as if you never said it. That's how it is talking to Muslims, man. That's how it is talking to Muslims.